Welcome back to the Lion and Liverbird Podcast, your home for a fun, light-hearted, chilled football show with a Liverpool and Chelsea flavor. And today we've got a banger of an episode. Liverpool are not just spending, they're making statement signings. Rohit, you called it out earlier, like a few weeks back, but Florian Wirtz is officially a Red. And it's not just that, it's that he's become the most expensive player in Premier League history. We're not talking about chump change. It's like 116 million pounds total. We pay 100 million upfront, and then the 16 million is through obviously other performance-related bonuses. And yeah, it's more expensive than Jack Grealish, Enzo, Caicedo, Declan Rice, and we'll be discussing just what this signing means for Liverpool, if that price tag is justified, and is that maybe even a bargain in the long run. But that's not the only thing we'll be discussing in this episode. There's a lot more Liverpool news coming in because Paul Joyce tweeted out that after Versus signing, we'll be moving in for Milos Kerkez, the energetic left back from Bournemouth. We've already signed Jeremie Frimpong, who is Trent Alexander-Arnold's replacement. And it begs, like, I need to ask the question, and this is something that I'll have to answer, obviously, is this the most exciting transfer window I have seen? And it probably is the most exciting transfer window ever since FSG took over. So for all those who are listening out there, grab something to drink. This is going to be an amazing ride. And yeah, let's see what Liverpool are cooking up this summer.
The Lion and Liverbird Podcast.
So starting right off from the bat, or it's Florian Wirtz, that's most important. Like we've got him 116 million pounds, smashing the British transfer record. And you know the interesting thing from this signing, from my perspective, is it came out of the blue because there were rumors of City wanting him, and obviously Bayern talking a lot about him. He's just 22 years old. He's 22 or 21, something around that. He's won Leverkusen the double, the unbeaten season that they did a couple of seasons back. He's one of the most exciting prospects in the world, and he's already a world class player. But he rejected Bayern's advances, which is something you never hear of for a German player who's settled in Germany. He rejected Manchester City, and even Real Madrid were interested in him. So it's really important that he believes in our project. He believes in Arne Slot. And one more little tidbit that came out from Paul Joyce was that he actually wanted to speak to Pep Guardiola and understand how long he would be there at City. And Pep didn't entertain that question all that well. So it's very interesting as to how we've been able to sell the project to Leverkusen. One more small thing before I get your response or your thoughts is that when Leverkusen came to England to play for the Champions League, we allowed them to train in our facilities. I think even before that, before the season started, we allowed them to do that. Maybe we laid some groundwork for that. But yeah, Rohit, take it away. Florian Wirtz, what do you think of this signing?
First of all, Adib, when you told me you were excited to talk about Liverpool's signings and transfer activity, I thought you were going to talk about Chiesa wanting to leave after 1 year. But no. Okay, jokes apart, right? I think what you just brought up, I didn't know that. That's very fascinating. The fact that Wirtz asked Pep, hey, how long are you going to be there? Because the managerial stability is critical, not just for the club, but also for these young players who are looking to take the next step in their career. That's actually a very fascinating aspect. But I think it's obviously extremely exciting for Liverpool fans, and it's long overdue, right? Last season, you guys only spent 5 million, right? And still you won the league, but I think you definitely needed a squad overhaul. You needed a marquee signing, especially in going forward. And I think in Florian Wirtz, you have this player, right? And I've been following Wirtz for a while now, especially in the games that Germany plays. That's one of the teams I like in the international circuit. And him and Musiala are just beautiful to watch together, right? These technical, gifted players. And the thing with the Wirtz is, right, he can do multiple things at a very high level. Right, his dribbling is amazing. His vision and passing is amazing. So is his shooting, right? So a very well-rounded player and a young player. I think The only question I have to you is, he is young, right? Do you think the price tag would put any pressure on him? Because from the Chelsea perspective, we saw what happened with Caicedo and Enzo initially. Now they have settled, but the huge price tag that was attached to them, and the scrutiny, the extra scrutiny, extra pressure that comes with it, and being so young, it just took them some time to get used to it. Do you think it will have, something similar might happen to Wirtz, or because he's already won the double and he's been playing under Alonso and all of these guys, he's better suited to handle the pressure?
So the price tag is something that he can't control. That's like out of the question. He can't do anything about it. It all depends on how he performs on the pitch. But what I feel is that he's from the newer generation of players. So he seems supremely confident on the pitch. Like he's willing to try out tricks, flicks, run past defenders. He's very exuberant with the ball at his feet. And I think there are certain players with that flair, right? Who just don't care what people say about him. Like I'll just do what I want to do. You guys can do the talking. It's like Lamine Yamal. I mean, it's a little extreme because Yamal says a lot on social media, right? I mean, there needs to be some control on that. So I don't think Wirtz will be that, worried about the price tag and the performances. But the one thing is that now at Liverpool, there could be like a very important change in the dynamics because, as you said, Wirtz is 22. He has at least another 8, 9 years of quality football left in him. And you've got Salah, who's on the other end of 30, who is going to decline. Like it's natural. So I think this is a perfect time to make that kind of a signing that, we're transitioning. Salah will be there for maybe 2, 3 years more. And we, hand the torch over to Wirtz that now you are the person who's going to carry us forward. So next season it'll be amazing because our attack last year was Salah and Inshallah. Like you give the ball to him and you hope something's going to happen. Like that was it. He was creating assists, he was scoring goals, and then, tailed off at the end of the season. Now with Wirtz in the picture, he will demand the ball also, right? And Salah will also demand. And there's no way that Wirtz or Salah will be on the bench. So it's going to be a pretty interesting dynamic. And, I was just thinking about what kind of a formation we might actually play.
Exactly.
Right. So this is something that Slot did quite a few times last season where he played without a recognized striker. I think we did that against Manchester City where we won. I think it was 2-0. So it was, I think, Curtis Jones and Dominic Szoboszlai. And they were rotating in as a false 9 and 4 and 10s. And you had a left winger and Salah. I think that's what will happen right now. So we'll have a left winger, we'll have Wirtz, we'll have Szoboszlai playing as the midfielders who move out. And then you have Salah on the right. And I think we might actually follow the PSG kind of a route where you have energetic players all around the park. They're interchanging positions, they're very fluid, attacking fast football. Because our midfield is very young already. We've got McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Curtis Jones. You add Wirtz to the picture. And then I'll just talk about the next point also, right? So we've got Frimpong, who's a very attack-minded right back. He's going to possibly play as a right winger, as a right midfielder, maybe as a right wing back. And that just opens up more options of how we suit up, how we put the team out. So it's going to be very interesting to see how we do in pre-season. And just to round off the Wirtz bit, I think this is like a Galactico kind of signing for us. It never happens. Like it's very rare that you find a player who's going to say, I'm not going to go to Bayern. I'm not going to go to Real Madrid. I'll go to Liverpool. Sure, we're at the top of the perch right now because of, winning the title and we've done so well in the Champions League. But it doesn't happen in football. There's a pecking order and I'm open to admit that Real Madrid are above us in the pecking order. If they come calling, you pack your bags and you go. We've seen that with Trent. So Wirtz saying that, no, I want to be at Liverpool. This is a project, even if it's for 5 years, that's his initial deal. It's kind of a statement saying that, we are there. We will attract top quality players. And another incredible thing that Paul Joyce said is that Kerkez isn't the final signing of our summer. There's going to be more spending. So I think we'll be spending more than 300 million pounds, which is, I think John Henry is going to have a heart attack or somebody's replaced him and taken his checkbook away because there's no way he was going to. I was saying this to you a couple of weeks back. There's no way we're going to spend 100 million on Wirtz, but lo and behold, this is done. And yeah, so Wirtz has broken the transfer record for you, obviously, but you know who the most expensive transfer was in Liverpool history?
I know because it was in the notes.
so people might think it's Virgil van Dijk or Alisson, but it's Darwin Núñez. Darwin Núñez was the most expensive signing, and thank God that's gone off. So
I think I think that's a good segue, Adeem. I think the fact that you brought up Darwin Núñez and also the fact that you brought up that Liverpool are not done with their spending, right? Because Darwin Núñez is going to be on his way out, and you did talk about playing a false nine, but I don't think Liverpool will go into the season without a good top number nine either. So I know you guys have been linked with Ekitike, who's again a young, skillful, multi-faceted striker, French striker. So I think maybe you guys are going to get him. What do you think about that? The fact that you probably still definitely sign another attacking, like out and out center forward. Do you think you guys will definitely do that, or you might look at other areas to strengthen?
So I think we need to also talk about the defense because right now what's happening is that there's so many rumors of players wanting to leave. So I do believe that Gerald Kwanzaa is on the sale list. Joe Gomez could potentially leave. Harvey Elliott, an attacker, could leave. Andy Robertson has been linked with a move to Atletico Madrid, and that's gaining a lot of momentum. So if he leaves, that leaves us with just one left back in Costas Tsimikas, who I don't believe Slot trusts at all. So that means Simicas will also leave. So that means we need another left back because it can't just be Kerkez at the end of the window. So that's two left backs that we'll sign. A right back. We've signed Wirtz. There are talks of Julian Alvarez being the player that we want, and Núñez potentially going the other way to Atletico Madrid. Obviously, with Robertson going there, and Alvarez is a success. Like he was great at Manchester City. I know he left because he wanted regular playing time. But that would be an interesting signing because he knows the English weather, he knows the style of play and everything, and he's young, and he has a lot of South American players in Liverpool. So it's gonna be interesting. I think this is gonna be the biggest. And answering that question, I think this is gonna be the biggest transfer window we have seen, or at least I have seen since I became a Liverpool supporter. I think Wirtz is like that marquee signing which is going to open the bank and also avenues to sign more players because they'll see this like, oh my God, what are Liverpool building? I want to be part of this project. And the great thing is that this reminds me of the time when we signed Fernando Torres. I said this a couple of weeks back also. Like that was a marquee signing. There were teams wanting him, but we were able to land him thanks to Rafa Benitez. Just imagine, man. We've got Florian Wirtz who's talked about the same kind of breadth as Yamil Lamal and all the other great talents like Kylian Mbappe. We've got him. We've got an amazing young team, and we're looking to add more players. So I just feel bad for Jurgen Klopp to an extent, because he never saw this kind of spending. But then to counter that, people will say that he was there when we signed Darwin Núñez, and I do believe that it was Klopp who pushed for the Darwin Núñez signing.
Yeah.
It wasn't our expertise or scouting system. So
Yeah. I
yeah,
think the specific aspect there was your scouting team basically said that Núñez is a good player, but he's not a good fit for Liverpool.
oh my God, they were so right. So I think we should stop questioning them at all now. Like, this is what it is, please. And just to wrap it up, I think there could be one more really big transfer from Liverpool before the end of the season, and that is Luis Diaz. I really have a feeling that he could be the one that, balances our books a bit. Of course, Nunes will get us some decent money, but I do believe that Luis Diaz could be off, maybe not to Saudi Arabia, but to Barcelona because his father's saying a lot of stuff. So yeah, that's something that's going to be.
Well, Luis Diaz, I don't know if you saw, he scored a wonder goal against Argentina. That was an amazing goal.
So if he
I
keeps
think
doing that for Liverpool, right, I don't think we'll sell him. The problem is the level of competition is so difficult in the Premier League, right? Like the defenses are so tight, they know how to mark players. He just can't do that. And ever since he came back from that injury against Arsenal, he's just not been the same player. So we need to see what happens to Luis Diaz, and yeah, then we'll see where we go. But it's going to be an amazing, crazy summer, man. It's going to be crazy. I'm so excited for once. Like I'll have last season, I had nothing to talk about. We had 4 episodes, and I ended up saying we'll talk about Liverpool next week. We'll talk about Liverpool next week. Oh, there's nothing to talk about. Oh, we signed Chiesa. Wow. He's going, by the way. So
yeah, that's what I said. You must have been excited by that he's leaving. Oh my God. Hey, a quick question. It's kind of on a tangent, right? I was just thinking about center forwards. You guys have a very promising young center forward in your academy, right? Jaden Dance.
Yep.
What do you think his future is going to hold in the coming season? Do you think he's going to get any minutes, or do you think, he's just probably not cut out for the Liverpool level yet?
Personally, I actually wanted to see Dance play for us last season when Nunes was misfiring. The problem was that obviously he wasn't going to get regular minutes, and he was, I think, loaned out to another club, and then he picked up an injury, so he didn't play that much. I would like to see him play because whenever he's come on the pitch, he has impressed. and he looks like a good fit. Obviously, he won't play regular games, but it's always good to give youngsters a chance and build something. We've seen how well Connor Bradley has come through the system. Harvey Elliott is another example, obviously, but he was signed from Fulham. So I want Dance to do well. I want to see him play. We've got a lot of quality youngsters. The Rui kid from Chelsea, he'll possibly break his
Yeah, the Rio Ngoma or
Rio.
something.
Sorry, yeah.
He's really good.
Apologies for not getting his name. Apparently, this is a story, right? We deleted a lot of the training footage when he was going one-on-one against our senior players, and apparently, he beat the living daylights out of Trent Alexander-Arnold. So,
Oh yeah, he's electric. He's
yeah.
like kind of Doku in that way, right? Like electric in terms of his dribbling. I think he's
So
gonna hit it big pretty
a lot
soon.
of fans have been asking for Liverpool to release the tapes. We want to see what he did to Trent. So we need to see what happens. But yeah, that's it for this segment of the Lion and the Liverbird podcast. If you like our content, smash that like button, subscribe. And whether you're from the cop or the shed end, it doesn't matter. You're always welcome here. We are, opposing teams, but we have a lot of fun and banter. So
Yep, absolutely.
take care, and we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.